Hi, this is Gary with MACMOST.com. Today let me answer the question, how do you edit a PDF on your Mac? MACMOST is brought to you thanks to a great group of more than 1,000 supporters. Go to MACMOST.com/Patreon. There you could read more about the Patreon campaign, join us, and get exclusive content and course discounts. So this is one of the questions I get asked the most. Say you have a PDF, you open it up in the default app, which is Preview. How do you now edit that PDF to create a new modified version? Well, the answer is you really don't. You don't edit a PDF. Instead, you edit the source document. So here's what you've got. You've got a PDF document opened up in Preview. You can do a lot of things with this PDF document. You can highlight it, you can annotate it, you can export it, you can even rearrange the pages. But what you can't do is actually edit the content of the document. You can do some things that fall under the realm of markup. For instance, you can put a white box over something or add a text box on top of something. But you can't edit the content that's already there. Not really. So how do you edit a PDF document? Well, first, understand exactly what a PDF document is. A PDF document is very much like a printed sheet of paper. If you had a printed sheet of paper, somebody gave it to you and said, can you edit this and give me a modified version? You would simply ask them for the original document, right? You wouldn't take that printed sheet of paper and try to edit it. Even if you scanned it in, it would be a scanned image. You want the source document. Well, a PDF is essentially the same thing. Think of it as a digitally printed document. It's still a file, but it's just like a piece of paper. It's meant to be permanent, this thing that you can't change. That makes it really useful. You could fill a document with fonts, formatting, images, all sorts of things, send it to somebody else and not worry about what they've got on their computer. If they have those images, if they have those fonts, even what type of computer they've got. The PDF should look the same. Just like if you gave them a piece of paper, it wouldn't change just because they were holding it instead of you. So let's start at the beginning. When you create a document, you're in an app and you have a document open. The app could be any document creation app. For instance, you could be creating a document in Pages, in Word, in Illustrator, in InDesign. There are all sorts of apps that you could use. You could even be saving or exporting a PDF from a web browser. Whatever you're using to create the PDF, that's the actual app you're using and you have the document in it. That's the source for the PDF. So let's look at what happens when you work with the document. You would have that document in the app and then you would say print it. You would send it to the printer and then you would get a sheet of paper with the document printed on it. Now the same kind of thing happens when you make a PDF. You don't need a printer. You're not printing a physical piece of paper, but you are exporting to a PDF document. So how do you edit that PDF? Well, the way you do it is not to work with the PDF file itself, but to work with the original document. So you go back to the app that you were using, you open up the document, and then you export a new version of that document. Now a problem comes when you're not the person who created the original document. This often happens. Somebody creates the document. They were using something like Pages or Word. And then you end up with the PDF. And then somebody tells you to make a modification to that PDF. The truth is you really can't do much to modify the PDF. It's just the same as if it were a piece of paper. You need to find the original document. So whoever asks you to modify it, you need to ask them if they have the original document in whatever format it was created in. Word, Pages, InDesign, anything. And then of course you have to hope that you actually have that app that created that document. Else you're out of luck. In some cases the original document is lost. Maybe you created it a long time ago, saved the PDF, but didn't bother to save the original document. Or maybe the person who has the PDF has no idea where it came from. And now you're stuck having to basically recreate that document in whatever app you choose. It seems that since it's a digital file, since it's a PDF, there should be a way to deconstruct it and get it into Pages or Word. But there's really not. It's the same as if it were a piece of paper. You're going to have to start over again and create a new version of that document. Maybe this is an opportunity to make the document much better, not just changing what needs to be modified, but creating a whole new version of it. But you don't necessarily have to start completely from scratch because usually in a PDF you can select things, like you can select text. So it's just a matter of selecting that text and pasting it into new text boxes in Pages, Word, InDesign, or whatever. So you shouldn't have to retype things. hopefully you can quickly reconstruct the document in the app of your choice. So I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, click the thumbs up button below to let me know. I publish new tutorials each weekday. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out.